Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second batch of Beatles albums. Last time I listened to both Please Please Me as well as with the Beatles, and now we are moving on to A Hard Day's Night and Beatles for Sale. Of course, starting with A Hard Day's Night. Of the early Beatles albums pre Help and Rubber Soul, A Hard Day's Night was my favorite of like the first four. It was the only album that I really found myself liking. I thought that this was one of the most fun, one of the most interesting and enjoyable across the board early Beatles albums. And I have to say, with returning to the first two and both of them growing on me, I'm expecting this one to go up even more as well, because Please Please Me, while it didn't go up the most, it went from like a flat 6 to a high 6. And then with the Beatles also went up from a 6 to a 7. I'm hoping that we can get that same level of growth with A Hard Day's Night, as I originally gave that album a 7, and hopefully we can see it go up to like the 8 out of 10 range here. This album came out in 1964. It is 13 tracks, 30 minutes. We have all of the best versions of the songs here that have been sent to me by Chivo. Yeah, I feel like there's no need to blabber or dilly-dally too much. Let's get into this shit. Track 1, A Hard Day's Night.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. I should be sleeping like a log, but when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright.
Okay. I am going to start off with something that's going to get me in trouble, something that people aren't going to like. I'm not liking this song as much as when I first heard it. This song it's fun. It's sweet. I do enjoy the very driving, bombastic way that they're kicking off this album. But the song itself is kind of monotonous. This song is a little tedious. I am not crazy on these vocal melodies at all. I like the John Lennon's vocals themselves. Like, I think that the energy he's bringing here is quite nice. But everything about this track is just, I don't know, a little stale. I think it may be just because I've been overexposed to this song a decent bit. I have heard this song a lot. But I don't know, on this listen, I'm just not feeling this song. There's nothing that's really enticing me, especially with this being an album opener. I don't know. It's not really doing a great job at really roping me in all that much. Solid outro. Yeah, I'm unhappy to report that this song has shrunk on me a little bit. I would have originally given it, I think, like a solid 8. Now I would give this song a high 6. I think that, I don't know, I'm just not too crazy on a lot of what this song has to offer. I think that the energy that they present is fantastic. I do appreciate the fact that they have such a kicking down the door moment of just pure high octane, having such a fast-paced driving intro. But besides that, I didn't really find much that I messed with on this listen. I wasn't crazy on the vocal melodies. I wasn't crazy on a lot of the guitar parts on this track. Even the solo was just a little in one ear and out the other for me, regardless of how innovative the recording technique may have been for it. I was not that crazy on this song. I remember loving this. Every time I've heard the song, I've loved it, except this time. I don't know. Wasn't really clicking with it this time. Look at the link. I mean, it wasn't really like the I'll compare it to a different, but it wasn't really the production though. It's the 2023 mix. I cannot imagine that this is going to change anything. If Ringo sang this song, it would have been so much better. True.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog.
That sounds okay. Still, I like the production is a little bit better there, I guess, but I don't know. The mixing and the mono was not my issue with the song there. I don't think that would drastically change my feelings or anything. I mean, the song is still okay. I don't like hate it or anything like that. It's just not as, I don't know. I didn't click with it as much on this listen as I have with the song previously. I should have known. Up next. Should have known better. Sorry. Loving the harmonica inclusion on this track. Not sure how I feel about this electric guitar here though. It's a little cheesy. And I will say John Lennon's vocals on this song as well are pretty beautiful. I agree, Chivo. I agree. I'm not too crazy on the guitar solos either. Solid track. I've been in like a low 7 on that. It was fun. It was cute. I like the acoustic guitar lead. I think that the harmonica inclusion on that track is lovely as well. Also one of the better John Lennon vocal performances in terms of like early era Beatles as well. Absolutely. Not crazy on the electric guitar inclusion on this track though. Any time it popped up, it felt incredibly awkward. It didn't really match the tone or the textures presented with the rest of the track. And I feel like it just was a little bit of an awkward inclusion that felt like it was just there for the sake of being there instead of actually like fleshing out the tone of this track. The opener's much better. I don't know. I kind of like the simplicity of this song. It's cute. It's fun. It's very sweet. Solid track. If I Fell, up next.
If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true and help me? If I give my heart to you, I must be sure. Don't run and hide if I love you too. Oh, please, would love to love you, and that she will cry when she learns we are two.
This song kind of wore on me a little bit. The song started off incredibly strong. Started off as like a beautiful kind of folky track with some absolutely incredible acoustics, some nice layered vocals as well. This track kind of, I don't know, kind of had a nice serene, dreamy quality to it. And then it just kind of got incredibly repetitive. It felt like it was just moving through the same motions without really going anywhere, if that makes sense. It felt like this track was just kind of stagnating and like there wasn't really a sense of direction, and it kind of held the song back a little bit for me. It's still a high 7. Well, it's solid 7, I'd say. Solid 7. It's a good track, but I kind of wish that it was a little more adventurous. It felt like the song just stayed very much within its own realm and didn't do much in terms of pushing its sound all too much, and that lack of variety kind of left the track feeling a little bit incomplete, even if I did find myself enjoying it for the most part. Up next we have I'm Happy Just to Dance With You.
Before this dance is through, I think I love you too. I'm so happy when you dance with me. Just to dance with you is everything I need. Before this dance is through, I think I love you too. I'm so happy when you dance with me.
I'm liking the more mellow feeling on this track. This is like my favorite song so far. I'm feeling like a high 7 on this one, like literally just below an 8. Good shit. That song was very fun. I'm liking the more mellow feeling that track has. I think that, I don't know, there's something about the simplicity of that song that was a little infectious as well. The brevity too. It's like under 2 minutes, the shortest song of the bunch so far, I think. And I like that this track is just punchy in and out, doesn't spend too much time like repeating or trying to bash these ideas into your head too hard. It literally is just a quick it feels kind of like a rush of dopamine or something like that. This song is incredibly brief, incredibly fast, and I don't know, it gets everything it needs to across in such a, how would I describe it? It gets what it needs to across in such a timely manner that I really appreciate. High 7. Good shit. That one grew so much for me. I mean, it went from a 6 to a 7. It's not the biggest change. It's not like I hated it before and now I absolutely love it. It's more like I thought it was okay before and now I think it's good. And I Love Her, up next.
She gives me everything and tenderly a love like ours
This song's gorgeous. Acoustic guitar tone is absolutely fucking stunning. I think the vocal layering is some of the best on the entire album here as well.
Dark is the sky, and I love her.
This melody is just so fucking smooth as well. Everything about this track is just absolutely delightful. This is like what I remembered most about this album was stuff like this. Yeah, this song's fucking incredible. Absolutely beautiful. Feeling like a flat 9 on that track. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. I fucking adored that song. Beautiful. Just, again, a great acoustic ballad, a beautiful love song, and just a delightful track in terms of just a very simplistic melody and some great vocal layering as well. This is kind of like the best of the early Beatles, in my opinion, as this track has what makes all of their best very early songs kind of brought to its peak, in my opinion. This is easily like one of my absolute favorites of the first 4 Beatles albums. I fucking love this song. Just the simplicity being used to its advantage to create such a beautiful atmosphere and a genuinely lovely track. Absolutely beautiful. Tell Me Why up next.
Tell me why you cried and why you lied to me. All I do is hang my head and moan. Tell me why you cried and why you lied to me. If you don't, I really can't go on.
Oh, fucking slaps. Like, this feels like it's doing what the opening track was trying to do, but a little bit better. Like, the driving force of this song feels a lot more balanced. I'm also liking the swingy 50s sound of this one as well. Good shit. This song fucking slapped. Feeling a low weight on this one. Very fun track. Yeah, I don't know. That one just had like a great drive-in swing to it. I love how much energy and chaos is being presented on this track. Felt like what the title track, what the opener was trying to do. But in a way that kind of, I think was a little bit... holy shit, crazy time to stutter, was a little bit better balanced, was just a little bit more well-groomed in my opinion. I feel like this track, in comparison to the opener where that song felt a little too busy maybe and kind of felt like it just was repeating itself and wasn't quite as satisfying in its melodies, this song doesn't really have any of those problems for me, and it just, I don't know, it was a pretty smooth ride all the way throughout. It's not my absolute favorite on the album so far. I still would say I'll take the previous track over it, but yeah. Of the more fast-paced songs so far, I'll say that's easily the best. Can't Buy Me Love up next. Hang on a second. There we go. Yeah, Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't buy me love, love, can't buy me love. I'll buy you a diamond ring, my friend, if that makes you feel alright.
Yeah, the early Beatles albums are essentially just the John Lennon show for the most part. Before the solo was the highest note we ever hit, huh? Damn. Solo was incredibly meta.
Everybody tells me so. Love, buy me love.
I'm now out of tea. Song was fine. It was kind of catchy. I'd give this one like another high 6, though. I really wasn't the craziest on this track. I kind of had some similar problems to A Hard Day's Night for me, where I feel like that song... it just wasn't the most satisfying melodically. And I feel like the big draw to me with a lot of my favorite early Beatles tracks is how catchy are they? And I have to say that this song melodically just wasn't really doing too much for me. It doesn't feel like it has like the same earworm quality as the previous two would have, or, you know, some of my favorite songs off of the previous two albums as well. It was cute still. It was fun. I think the more driving nature of this track does definitely bring it up for me. But I wasn't really too crazy on this track. Literally his most catchy song, To You. Anytime at all.
Anytime at all. Anytime at all.
Was the catchiest? I seem to be in the minority on that song.
All you gotta do is go. I'll be there.
Everyone's disagreeing with me.
If you need somebody to love,
I really don't care for this chorus. This instrumental section's pretty cool. This one's just a bit sappy, and I know, look, saying that is very rich considering it's the early Beatles, and this is when they were known for writing sappy love songs. This one just feels like it goes a bit hard on that, especially with that chorus, that melody singing anytime at all, just call me and I'll be there anytime at all. It gets to a point of cheesiness where even I can't take it. And I feel like this song was the one that pushed that line a little bit for me. I had some great instrumental moments still, but I just was not crazy on the writing of this track or the chorus melody at all. This one is like a low 6 for me. The weakest of the bunch, in my opinion. I'll Cry Instead up next.
I got every reason on earth to be mad, 'cause I just lost the only girl I had. I can't talk to people that I meet. If I could see you now, I'd try to make you sad somehow, but I can't, so I cry instead. Yes, I'm gonna break them in two and show you what your loving man can do. Because that,
You know, I remember this album being a pretty big step forward. I remember this album being a pretty big step forward for the band. And I have to say, it's not as much of that as I remember. I have to say, as of right now, I'd say I prefer With the Beatles to this album. This feels like it isn't the step forward needed for the band in this period. It feels like I'm getting more of the same, arguably to a slightly lesser degree. And this song is a perfect example of that. This song is fine. It's fun. It's kind of cute. But it doesn't feel like there's a sense of a progression here. It feels like there's more of what I can get on the previous album that isn't quite as likable, that isn't quite as charming, that isn't quite as musically interesting to me. And I don't know if that's just listening to the albums with a little bit of time between, because last time I literally listened to the albums like back to back to back within like a single day. I was sent in this batch of Beatles albums, I'm pretty sure. And maybe it's just because I've had a handful of days to digest the previous album before going into this one. But I have to say, I don't know. I'm not liking this as much as I liked with the Beatles. This is just reading as kind of retreading ground without a sense of growth, if that makes sense. I would give this another like solid 6. Help, I do remember being a massive leap forward. Like, Help is where the great era of the Beatles starts, in my opinion. Like, the first 4 albums are all okay, they're decent. Help is where the Beatles really start, like, fully locking in my opinion. And then Help onwards is basically just smooth sailing, really. I'm hoping Help doesn't shrink on me. I'm really hoping it doesn't. Things we said today.
you say you will love me if I have to go. Deep in love, not a lot to say. Then we will remember things we said today. Me, I'm just the lucky kind. Deep in love, not a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm liking the more moody nature of this track. It's a little darker than the rest.
Me, I'm just the lucky kind. Love to hear you say.
Still kind of got some brighter, more jangly moments, but I do prefer how mellow this song is. Like, the guitar work on this song is fucking incredible.
Things we said today.
That was great. 8.5. Good shit. I like the more mellow nature of this track. Again, I think that this song just... It feels like it has a lot more of that sense of progression than the previous songs do, where the song feels like it's taking some of the more mellow elements of With the Beatles and bringing it to a place where the guitars, the guitar work in specific, is so much more beautiful here. I absolutely adore. Of course, I'm not the most educated on music theory, but the chord progression is absolutely fucking stunning on this track. I think that the vocal performance here kind of brings a kind of solemn, emotional spin here that I really appreciate, especially with a lot of these songs being incredibly upbeat. To get something that is just a little more emotionally open is a really nice change for me. Yeah, this song feels like is what I wish the rest of this album was, where it was just doing other stuff besides just like the super upbeat in your face pop songs. I prefer something that is a little more small scale, that is a little more mellow for these early Beatles albums. That was fantastic. When I Get Home. Fuck was that? I got a whole lot of things to tell her when I get home. When I get home tonight, I'm gonna hold her tight. I'm gonna love her till the cows come home. No business being here. The song is somehow dragging, despite us not even being at the 2-minute mark yet. This is the worst of the bunch, like by a pretty decent margin. Yeah, this song was kind of ass, I can't lie. I'm feeling like a solid 4 on that track. The weakest lyricism of the album by a fucking landslide. Absolutely the worst, least catchy chorus on the entire album, 100%. Those offbeat stabs at the end of every bar on the chorus are so fucking unsatisfying. They make the song feel more jagged and kind of unstable, more so than being like a cool off throw to the rhythm of the track. I think that also on top of that has some of the worst guitar work. It has some of the least satisfying melodies of the entire album so far as well. I was not fucking with that song at all. Like at the interesting, it was kind of at the beginning, it was kind of, geez, I can't speak today, man. At the beginning, it was kind of interesting having like the more out there guitar tone and the song kind of being a little bit messy in terms of its mixing. And then as it progressed, I was like, oh wait, no, that's not an intentional choice to make the song sound interesting or different. It just sounds like shit. Unfortunate. The weakest of the bunch quite easily. Up next we have You Can't Do That.
Something to say that might cause you pain. Do I have to tell you one more time? I think it's a sin. I think I let you down. Let you down. I leave you flat. Gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. Everybody's green.
Solid solo. Kind of cute. Definitely one of the stronger solos on the album up to this point, in my opinion. Another one of the strongest on the album, in my opinion. Feeling a low 8 on that one. Fun track. I feel like, I don't know, a lot of this album simply comes down to how much do I like the chorus. And I have to say, I really do like the chorus on this song. Also, it does have a couple of other fun elements, like one of the stronger solos up to this point as well. I think that the addition of something like the cowbell to kind of add more of a driving push to this song does help as well. I don't know, this song's just very fun. It's undeniably a super catchy one, and one of the strongest in my opinion. Solid ass song. Good shit. I'll be back. Final song.
You know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. Yes, I'm the one who wants you. Oh, 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 oh. You could find better things to do. You could find better.
I love that main acoustic guitar here. Just how present it is in the mix adds a nice rougher texture to this song.
I will try to show that I'm not trying to pretend, but I'll be back again.
Solid closer. Solid closer. I'm feeling it like a high 7. High 7. I wouldn't feel like I'd come back to this one in the same way I would a lot of the other tracks on this album. I don't know, it does get to a couple points where I'm finding it a little repetitive, but for the most part, I will say that was a genuinely very sweet way to finish this album. Great lead acoustic guitar there, the way it's kind of like very present in the mix adds a nice rougher texture to this song. I think that John Lennon's vocal performance here as well is one of the stronger on the entire album as well. He adds, again, a nice, more emotional quality in the same way. It was one of the previous songs. It kind of had that same quality where it was just a little bit more of emotion brought in that regard, I suppose. I have to say, this album, for as much as I haven't absolutely loved it, I will say it's ended up around the same level of quality by the time we've reached the back half here. I think that a couple of songs have shrunk on me a decent bit. A handful of tracks here have grown on me a decent bit as well. And it's kind of evened itself out to being around the same level of quality. But I don't know if I'm going to be thinking about this album in the same way I did before, because it kind of doesn't have that factor anymore of where I saw it as like a massive step forward for the Beatles. For this listen, now that I've had a couple days to kind of digest with the Beatles, I've kind of noticed that this album isn't. It's kind of the band retreading the same ground to a degree that is slightly less interesting. It doesn't have the same moodiness across the board as a lot of points on that album does. It doesn't have the same intrigue musically to me that album does across the board. And while it does have plenty of songs that I really enjoy, particularly a track like... which one was it? A track like And I Love Her. I just found this across the board to be a kind of a mixed bag. A positive mixed bag at that, but definitely is a mixed bag. I don't know, man. But this album just doesn't read in the same way as it did to me before. And I think that the reason I saw it as big of a step up before was genuinely because I listened to the albums like back to back to back, and I don't know, this time having a little bit of time to actually digest what I had just listened to instead of just moving straight on definitely changed my perspective of this. Yeah, I still enjoyed it though. This album is still solid. It's still fun. It's still got plenty of catchy tracks, still plenty of songs that I would return to. You know, again, like And I Love Her, Tell Me Why was a great track as well. You also get a song like Things We Said Today that I enjoyed this time around. Just, again, a good album, solid album. Just definitely not my favorite of the very early Beatles era anymore. Yeah, I'm going to run the numbers and I will tell you what my overall score for this album is. The calculated score that I got is a 74. I would lower that to a 72. I would deduct 2 points simply due to the fact that my perspective on the album has shifted a little bit. And, of course, I can't just give the album the same score as the calculated score. I got to adjust it for things like that. So yeah, the fact that I've had quite the perspective shift on this album would make me deduct a couple points down to a 72, which is, yeah, the same score that I gave it before. Yeah, good album, solid album. My opinion of it in terms of quality hasn't changed. It's more so just my perspective of what the album stands for. That is not the same. It's still good. I still think this is a good album. Not the best of the early Beatles era anymore. I would say that With the Beatles is currently the holder of that title for me. But still, this album finds itself in second place, and we'll see how that changes when I get around to Beatles for Sale, which I'll be listening to in just a minute. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below and how it compares to other Beatles albums for you. You can check out my original reaction to this album as well as my original reactions to all the Beatles albums, the current re-listens that we're doing as well. They will be in a playlist somewhere on the screen around here. Thank you to Chivo for editing this video. He has edited the previous Beatles reactions. He has edited the re-listens that we're doing as well. So I greatly appreciate it. A link to his album of the year is in the description. Like and sub if you haven't. We are on our way to 4K, and I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye.